Hi boys and girls, it's David Singley here. Thought I'd give you a brief tutorial on how to play the guitar part for Paradise. It's very simple. I don't know why you would want to play the guitar part to Paradise, but maybe 3 or 4 of you might be interested, so I thought I'd put some guitar content up on my channel. It's in a G fingering, although the guitar is tuned down a whole step, so it's actually in the key of F. But I'll call it as G, so if you have perfect pitch, just skip this video. It's going to drive you crazy. But if you're a guitar player, you'll know what I'm talking about. So we have a G chord. The A sections of the tune, the verses of the song are just 3 chords. G, C, and D. But it's G of a type, C of a type, and C of a D of a type. What happens is you've got the bass notes G, C, and D, and then you've got this thing on the top 3 strings, just the top 3 strings, that goes like this. So F sharp and D, and then the open G, so 2-1-0 if you're talking tablature, which becomes 2-2-0 or G-D-G. Combined with the bass note, which is happening on beat 1 of each. It's a 2-measure phrase, so the bass note is happening on beat 1 of each measure. So that's the G chord. Then it goes to a C chord. The only thing that changes is the bass note, right? It comes to that C on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. The top 3 strings, what we were doing there, stays exactly the same. I'll play that again. And then the D chord, the 5 chord, same thing. Bass note changes to the open D string. Top 3 strings remain exactly the same. Except that second to the last note goes from the open G to the A on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. So we go from... So we've got 2-3-2 on the top 3 strings, just basically an open D chord. I'm fingering it a little strange, just so that I can get back and forth between what I need to do. So that's the A sections of the tune. It's an AABA song, so verse, verse, bridge, verse. And I'll play it through one more time for you in its entirety, 8 bars. There you go. So that's 3/4 of the tune right there. Now the bridge, again, the top 3 strings is the same thing. It's the same thing on every chord of the tune. The chords, the bass notes now are going to be E, C, A, and then D again. So we're going to start on sort of an E minor-ish, so the low E string, and then see the top 3 strings, same pattern. C chord, which we've already done. Now a sort of an A minor chord. Again, the top 3 strings are exactly the same with the low A and the bass. And then the D chord with that same A, the 3rd string going from open to the 2nd fret on the 2nd to the last note of that pattern. So every time we get a D chord in the song, it happens like that. So here's the bridge. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Let me do that last chord again. There we go. So AABA, that's the bridge. It's really, really simple. It's a really simple guitar part. Thanks to Chris Anderson, who did a fabulous job on the recording. I did not play the guitar part on the recording. I was just the vocalist. standing back behind the orchestra in an isolation booth singing the lead vocal. Chris was out on the floor with the orchestra. So that was kind of a fun, different thing for me, just showing up to a recording session with no guitar and just being the singer. But it was a lot of fun, and Chris just absolutely knocked the guitar part out of the park. Of course, it's simple, but he's such a great player that he made it sound just absolutely fabulous. So there you go. There's the guitar part to Paradise for the 3 or 4 of you who wanted to know. The rest of you, you don't know what you're missing, or you do know what you're missing, and that's why you don't want to know. I don't know. Again, I have the number for a good therapist if you need that. Anybody out there? All right, that's it for me. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. I'll see you later.